Hey guys, welcome to the second video of useReducer hook. In the previous video, we implemented an example which is simpler and works well when the state is limited to a single numeric value. Now in this video, we will implement an example which is generally preferred in more complex applications, as it allows easier expansion of the state and action handling. So let's go ahead. We need to convert the initial state to an object. So I'll put the object property as count. And we have to attach the type property with this action. So specify dot type and return an object where count should be changed to the state object dot count property plus 1. Same way for decrement. We need count property to be changed to state dot count minus 1. So you can see that your each action updates the count property within this object. And the actions are dispatched as objects with a type property. So this is actually a more common pattern when you are implementing larger applications where the actions may carry any additional data. Now inside the dispatch function also we have to specify an object. So we are going to write the type as increment, and for the second one will be a type as decrement, and for the third one the type will be the reset. Change your variable to state, since we are using the state here, state as an object, and when you render the value just write state dot count. Let's check the result on the browser. So pretty simple example once again, but what was the point? We have implemented the same example in a different way. Let's take this example a little further. Now let's say you also want to have an on and off toggle feature. So you will be required to have two more buttons. For this, we will be using multiple reducers. I'll create one more object here, and that will be initial toggle state. And that is also going to be an object, and I write here is on. The initial value will be set to false. Let's change the name of this previous object, that is the initial state. I'm changing the name to initial count state. Alright, so now next is I'll be copying this, and I'm simply going to change the name here first. This one will be called as the count reducer, and let's paste the same, and the second one will be called as the toggle reducer. Now come to the destructuring assignment, and we will first of all change this to count state, and change the dispatch to count dispatch. This should be count reducer. This one should be initial count state. Right. Let's create another destructuring assignment having toggle state as the variable, and here we will specify toggle dispatch equals to useReducer. Now, which reducer do we require? We need toggle reducer. And here it will be the initial state, that is initial toggle state. Change the dispatch function here to count dispatch. Change this one to count state. Right, now we require two buttons. So first of all, we will have one heading where we need toggle is, inside the JSX we are going to use toggle state dot is on. Use the ternary operator on and off. So if this is true, then this would be the result. If this is false, then this will be the result. Now create two buttons. Button. The first one will be for toggling. Second one will be for resetting. Now the isOn property that is mentioned here is also required to be specified inside the toggle reducer. So we will have two main cases. The first one is going to be a toggle case where the return statement will return the isOn property, and it should return the opposite state, and that is exclamation mark state dot is on. So means we need the value of is on to be opposite of is on. Means if it's off, it will return on, and vice versa. And the second will be the reset toggle, where the return is going to return the initial state, that is initial toggle state, and default will be return state. Now let's specify the changes here as well. We need to call the function on click. We have to pass the callback as toggle dispatch and specify the object where type will be toggle. And in the second one, that is in the reset button, we need on click, pass the callback toggle dispatch, pass the object where the type will be reset toggle, and we can change the text to reset toggle. Right, let's check on the browser. So we are getting an error, an initial state is not found. Okay, let's see. We need to change this one to initial count state. This will be initial count state. All right, let's check now. So you can see our application is ready. So in this, if we are incrementing, it is incrementing. If we are decrementing, it does it, and reset also works well. Same way for the second one, we have toggle. This works well, and reset toggle also works well. So what we have understood from such kind of an example? First of all, using multiple reducers in React allows us to separate different parts of our state into manageable and focused pieces. So what we did by having count reducer to handle the counter logic and the toggle reducer to manage the toggle state, we keep each piece of state and its logic independent and easy to understand. So this approach is especially useful in more complex applications where we might need to track multiple state with distinct update logic. So with multiple reducer hooks, our component stays organized and each reducer focuses on just one part of the application's behavior. This pattern will keep your code more readable and maintainable, hence making it easier to update or expand each reducer independently, right? So it's a great way to take advantage of such kind of reducer. So because it keeps the flexibility while also keeping our state management clean and scalable. This is all. Take care and stay tuned for the next video.